everybody? My name is Deshaun. Welcome to the Comic Gamer Movie Show. And I am here to talk about the big news that came out maybe a day or two ago of the Spider-Man 4 director. Now, we have known for quite some time that Sony and Marvel wanted to bring Tom Holland back to come and do potentially a new trilogy. Because what we're thinking is going to be a new trilogy of Spider-Man movies, which is going to pick up with Peter Parker in his more adult years or his college years or whatever you want to say. And Sony and Marvel have gone back and forth. There has been so many rumors around this fourth movie. Some people say Marvel want to take that character back to basics. They want to make him more of a street-level character. They want to have it be a more calm, cool, a more straightforward, streamlined Spider-Man story. As some of you know, and I've talked about before, Spider-Man 3, Spider-Man No Way Home wasn't originally going to be a multiverse movie. It was going to be the movie that we ended up getting, which was still a very fun, a very great, it was a damn good movie, even though I have issues with the finale, which I'm debating making a video about how I didn't like the Spider-Man No Way Home, the way it ended. But the overall movie was a fun, unique, once-in-a-lifetime experience, seeing all the Spider-Man together. You know, seeing Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield in reprise their Spider-Man roles alongside Tom Holland, the MCU Spider-Man. It was just something that, it was an experience. And seeing that on the big screen was I'll never forget it. I'll never forget it. It was one of those geeking out moments that you rarely get. But it wasn't going to be that. Originally, it was going to be Craven. Now, I remember, pitching that, while there was that weird time period where Sony and Marvel were bickering on if they were even going to work together. Most people, me and many others, were just make it about Craven the Hunter hunting him. And it kind of turns out, seems like that's what the MCU Marvel Studios wanted to go. Because Kevin Feige was making this big thing when he first got the Spider-Man character, when Homecoming first even came out, was he wanted to introduce villains that Spider-Man has never fought on the big screen before. And he did that, introducing Mysterio, introducing Vulture, in fun, unique ways that worked inside of the MCU itself, and also creating these interesting characters that are very comic book. Well, the Vulture was kind of a newish version of Adrian Toomes. Adrian Toomes is usually not like Michael Keaton's Vulture, but it was a great take on the Vulture, whereas Mysterio was a different take on Mysterio, but very close to the comic book Mysterio. And as it turns out, Spider-Man No Way Home is gonna be Craven, and I'm still, to this day, I'm still curious about what the MCU take on Craven was gonna be. But Sony wanted to take advantage of the multiverse, and we got in No Way Home. And what we've heard about this fourth Spider-Man movie is Sony has been wanting to basically do No Way Home again, because No Way Home is the biggest movie in Sony's history. So they want to get that kind of money again. And obviously, Deadpool vs. Wolverine, another multiversal movie, just made $1.5 billion. In fact, all the multiversal movies have basically made at least $900 million. Only one that didn't is Multiverse of Madness and Doctor Strange. And ironically, that movie was not as crazy with the multiverse as the other multiversal movies. So I digress with that one. But Marvel wanted to do one thing, Sony wanted to do another thing. There's rumors all about that. There's rumors that John Watts was going to come back. There's rumors he wasn't going to come back. There's rumors they were going to get Sam Raimi. But as it turns out, the director of the new Spider-Man 4, or even potentially the new Spider-Man trilogy, is none other than Destin Cretton. That name should sound familiar. Destin Cretton is the Shang-Chi director. The one who brought us that badass Shang-Chi movie, which was just a throwback to old school kung fu action films. That Shang-Chi movie was one of the best films released post-Endgame. I think most people believe that. Got a 98% audience score, so you know people love that movie. Also, Destin did another little show called American Born Chinese, which was amazing. I love that show. He's also working on a Wonder Man show, and he was the one-time director of the Once Kang Dynasty. So Marvel is very high on him. I believe he signed a contract with Disney as well. Him and Ryan Coogler both signed contracts with Disney to produce content for them. So not only is Marvel high on him, but Disney as a whole is high on him. Clearly, Sony liked what they saw in Shang-Chi too, because Sony also has to approve on these kind of directors. So, I mean, as far as Destin Daniel Cretton as a director, as far as him being the guy who's going to helm the new Spider-Man movies, I didn't see it coming. I wasn't thinking about him. I had him so wrapped up in doing Shang-Chi and the potential spin-offs from Shang-Chi. He's also doing a Wonder Man show, which is going way under the radar. But but I'm hearing like from people who have seen the show, because the show's finished. The Wonder Man show is done. It's finished. It's in the can. Like, it's edited and everything. They're just waiting to release. They're just doing touches and waiting to get a release date put out for this movie and a trailer and something. But from what I heard, people are saying it's actually a really good show. So he's been working on Wonder Man. He's been working on the script for Shang-Chi 2. He was working on Kang Dynasty. But clearly, things have changed. So, like, he was last guy on my mind for potentially directing the Spider-Man movies. Mostly because the one negative in this situation is, so what does that mean for Shang-Chi 2? You know what I mean? Because I've been looking forward to Shang-Chi 2. I thought that Shang-Chi 2 would be a great place to reintroduce the Iron Fist. Like, I was really wrapped into Shang-Chi 2 happening. I thought for sure, like, because there is a window of time, there's a couple dates that haven't been filled that Marvel haven't said, because I believe there's like 6 movies that are like before and between Doomsday and Secret Wars that they just haven't told us what those movies are. And we all kind of presumed, at least I did, that one of those movies was going to be Shang-Chi 2. But I don't think he can direct both of those movies unless he's going to just, I don't know. I'm very confused on that. And does that mean Shang-Chi 2 is going to get pushed back? Is he going to direct this Spider-Man movie and then go right into Shang-Chi 2? I'm not sure how they're going to handle that, because Shang-Chi is such an amazing character. It's such an amazing franchise. It's one of the few, like, starter franchises they put out, like new franchises they put out that actually garners the type of cred of other MCU franchises of the past to get sequels. And it just feels like that's a no-brainer. But at the same time, as many people have pointed out, the Spider-Man franchise, the Spider-Man character is a very important character. It's the most important, like, outside of Iron Man, maybe, in the MCU, the Spider-Man character is the most important character to handle in Marvel. The relationship with Sony is a very important relationship, because let's face it, Marvel Studios really would like Peter Parker / Spider-Man to be the centerpiece of their universe. They would really like to build the universe around him. They just can't because of Sony, and you just don't even know what the fuck Sony's gonna do. So Marvel has to kind of like be arm's length with the Spider-Man character. But picking Destin kind of shows a certain level of what's the word I'm looking for? Picking him kind of shows a certain level of cooperation, so to speak. Because he's a Marvel guy. He's involved in a lot of Marvel projects. Like I said, he's still got Shang-Chi 2 in the can. So picking him is a deliberate choice to be like, we are united on this film. We're united on the direction we're going. Now the new rumor is it's going to be a little bit of both. It's going to be a grounded street-level story with multiversal elements, which to me just means it's going to be a street-level story from Peter's perspective, but the villain is going to be from the multiverse. It's going to be a villain who's gotten through from the multiverse, and that's how they're going to go about it. And I wouldn't be surprised if Shang-Chi is in this. What I think is going to happen, since they got Destin, and it's just because I just don't see how he can direct this and that at the same time. Those are two massive films in the MCU, and two characters on such different spectrums that I just don't see how he can direct all that. So what I think is going to happen is the Spider-Man character in the MCU so far has always had a guest character. The first movie was Tony Stark, and Happy if you want to count that, but the first movie was Tony Stark, the second movie was Nick Fury, the third movie was Doctor Strange. So I think Shang-Chi will be sort of a guest appearance in this movie, just like Doctor Strange and whatnot. He'll be a character they'll bump into. It won't be like a co-lead thing. It'll just be one of those things where Shang-Chi is in the movie and they're working together sometimes. It might even be one of those bits where some people have also pointed this out since this announcement, that in the comics, so Shang-Chi and Spider-Man have a connection in the comics, actually. At a certain point, Spider-Man loses his powers. And Shang-Chi teaches him how to fight. It's when he develops the style called the Way of the Spider. So I don't know if you guys ever noticed, if you ever play Spider-Man in any kind of fighting game, like the way he fights is very unorthodox. Now, in the movies, they always play up his fighting style as him just doing what comes natural. But in the comics, his fighting style was developed by Shang-Chi. Shang-Chi helped him find a fighting style that fit him, that fit his body, that fit his abilities and his skills and his fighting and his power set. And it was called the Way of the Spider. And that's kind of a cool thing that they could probably hearken to in a Spider-Man 4 movie with Shang-Chi teaching Peter how to fight. Actually teaching Peter how to properly fight, to level Peter up to the next level. It's like, no, now you don't only just have powers, your spider sense and shit, you actually know how to fight. I think that there's something to work there. Now, obviously, having Daredevil be a guest star would be awesome, but I don't know if they want to do that, because I'm thinking, I don't know if they want to go that far. Because with Destin, because I don't know how long it's going to be before Shang-Chi 2 comes out, but to just keep Shang-Chi in the air, to keep Shang-Chi in the people's minds, I would have him guest appear in Spider-Man 4 as, even if it's just him helping Peter learn how to fight, I would have him guest appear in that movie. Also, it'd be fun to see the Simu Liu and Tom Holland's chemistry. I get a feeling that those guys would really vibe off of each other. But anyways, I'm excited for this directing choice. Destin killed it with Shang-Chi. He killed it with American Born Chinese. It's a goddamn shame that show got canceled. And I'm hearing great, and apparently there's like great buzz around Wonder Man, so clearly he did a great job there. He was Marvel's initial choice when their original plan was to use Kang, and they picked him out of everyone to do it. So clearly Marvel has faith in him, Disney has faith in him, because they signed this deal with them for him to work on multiple projects. So Destin, he's up. He's on the come up, man. I'm hoping for best things with him. I'm hoping for good things with him. I just really hope that doesn't mean that Shang-Chi 2 isn't going to happen. Or at least I really hope it's not going to happen later. Anyways, thank you guys for joining the Congress Movie Show. Please like and subscribe. And what did you think about the Destin Daniel Cretton news that he is the director of this Shang-Chi movie? Of Spider-Man 4. Did you see it coming? Are you hopeful? What are you expecting? Comment below and let me know. Thank you guys again. I'll see you in the next one.